Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. Have you ever looked at your day and wondered where all your time went? You started with 24 hours just like everyone else, but by the end, you barely accomplished what you intended. The way you start your morning determines the course of your entire day. If you begin with intention, discipline, and purpose, the rest of your day follows that rhythm. But if you let the morning slip away in distractions, unplanned activities, or meaningless habits, the day will seem chaotic, unproductive, and frustrating. The secret to success is not found in what you do occasionally, but in what you do consistently. And the most powerful habit you can develop is learning to guard your mornings. Most people let their mornings happen to them. They wake up late, rush through their routine, and react to whatever comes their way. Instead of being proactive, they become prisoners of their own schedule. The problem isn't that they don't have time. The problem is that they haven't taken control of it. The first few hours of your day are the most valuable because your mind is fresh, your energy is high, and your focus is at its peak. But if you waste that time on social media, unnecessary conversations, or jumping into tasks without a plan, you lose the best opportunity to shape your day. Guarding your morning starts with a decision. It means choosing to take control rather than letting external forces dictate your schedule. One of the most powerful ways to do this is by establishing a morning routine that aligns with your goals. A well-structured morning routine gives you clarity, direction, and momentum. It could be as simple as waking up early, spending time in quiet reflection, reading something that inspires you, and setting clear priorities for the day. The details of the routine will depend on your personal goals, but the key is consistency. When you control how your morning starts, you control how your life unfolds. One of the biggest mistakes people make is reaching for their phones first thing in the morning. The moment you check emails, messages, or social media, you put yourself in a reactive state. Instead of focusing on your own priorities, you start responding to other people's demands, opinions, and problems. This steals your focus and places you in a mental fog before your day even begins. If you want to guard your mornings, you must break this habit. Instead of reaching for your phone, reach for something that feeds your mind and sets the right tone for the day. Whether it's journaling, meditating, exercising, or reading something valuable, do something that strengthens you before facing the outside world. Another critical aspect of guarding your mornings is eliminating unnecessary stress. Many people start their day with unnecessary chaos, scrambling to find their keys, rushing through breakfast, or running late for an appointment. This is not a productive way to begin the day. Preparation is the answer. Taking a few minutes the night before to organize your morning can make a huge difference. Lay out your clothes, prepare your workspace, and plan your schedule. When your morning starts smoothly, your mind is clear, and you're ready to tackle the day with confidence. Time is the only resource you can never get back, and the morning hours are the most valuable part of that resource. Those who understand this treat their mornings with the same care they give to their finances, their health, and their relationships. They don't allow distractions, meaningless conversations, or mindless entertainment to rob them of their potential. Instead, they invest in themselves, knowing that the first few hours set the foundation for the entire day. Guarding your mornings is not just about avoiding distractions, it's about making the best use of your time. It's about setting the right mindset, focusing on growth, and taking control of your actions. When you protect your mornings, you gain a sense of purpose that carries throughout the day. The small habits you build in those early hours compound over time, leading to extraordinary results. You don't need more hours in a day to be productive. You need to use the hours you have more wisely. And the best place to start is with your mornings. Because when you win the morning, you win the day. Saying no is one of the most powerful skills a person can develop, yet it is also one of the hardest. Many people struggle with it because they fear disappointing others, missing out on opportunities, or being seen as uncooperative. But the truth is, every time you say yes to something unimportant, you are saying no to something that truly matters. Time is finite, energy is limited, and focus is fragile. If you do not learn to protect these resources, they will be consumed by the priorities of others rather than directed toward your own goals. Most people live in a constant state of busyness, overwhelmed by obligations that do not serve their growth. They take on extra work, attend unnecessary meetings, agree to favors they do not have time for, and commit to social events out of guilt. But being busy is not the same as being productive, and trying to please everyone often leads to burnout, frustration, and resentment. The most successful people are not the ones who say yes to everything, but the ones who know what to decline. They understand that their time and energy are too valuable to be wasted on things that do not align with their vision. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to say no is the desire to be liked. Humans are social beings, wired to seek approval and avoid conflict. This need for acceptance often leads to saying yes when we really mean no. But in trying to please others, we end up disappointing ourselves. We stretch ourselves too thin, we neglect our own priorities, and we lose control over our schedules. The irony is that constantly saying yes does not necessarily earn more respect. It often leads others to take advantage of our time and assume we are always available. Learning to say no firmly but respectfully earns more respect in the long run because it establishes clear boundaries and communicates self-respect. Another challenge is the fear of missing out. Many people agree to things because they worry they might lose an opportunity, whether it is a business deal, a social connection, or a potential advantage. But saying yes to everything means spreading yourself too thin, making it impossible to give your full effort to what truly matters. The most successful individuals do not chase every opportunity, they choose the right ones. They understand that every yes carries a cost and that saying no to distractions creates space for greater success. Saying no is not about rejecting people, it is about prioritizing wisely. It is about protecting your time for what truly moves you forward. Those who fail to do this often look back with regret, realizing they spent years doing things that had little meaning. Every commitment you make should be an intentional decision, not a default reaction. Before agreeing to something, ask yourself, does this align with my goals? Does this add real value to my life? Is this the best use of my time? If the answer is no, then your response should be no. The key to saying no effectively is confidence. You do not need to apologize for protecting your time, nor do you owe long explanations. A simple, polite response is enough. You can express appreciation while standing firm. I appreciate the opportunity, but I have to focus on other priorities right now. Or that sounds great, but I have other commitments that require my attention. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Over time, people will respect your boundaries, and you will find yourself surrounded by those who value your time as much as you do. One of the greatest benefits of learning to say no is the freedom it creates. It allows you to take back control of your life, focus on meaningful goals, and dedicate time to what truly matters. It removes unnecessary stress, prevents exhaustion, and helps maintain balance. When you say no to distractions, you say yes to growth. When you say no to obligations that do not serve you, you say yes to opportunities that do. The power of saying no is not in rejection, it is in choosing your best path forward. Time is one of the most valuable assets in life, yet many people let it slip away without realizing its true worth. They go through their days reacting to whatever comes their way, handling urgent but unimportant tasks, and postponing the things that truly matter. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't is not intelligence, luck, or resources. It is how they use their time. The key to taking control of your life is to schedule what matters. If something is truly important, it cannot be left to chance. It must be given a place on your calendar, protected like any other valuable commitment, and treated with the same level of priority as a crucial business meeting or a doctor's appointment. Most people have good intentions. They want to exercise, spend time with family, read, work on personal projects, or develop new skills. They tell themselves they will get to these things when they have extra time. But extra time never appears on its own. There will always be emails to answer, errands to run, distractions to handle, and unexpected problems to solve. Without a clear schedule, the urgent will always overpower the important. The only way to make time for what truly matters is to plan it in advance. If something is not scheduled, it is not real. Successful individuals do not wait for motivation or free time to pursue their goals. They create the time. They treat their priorities like appointments, making them non-negotiable. If exercising is important, they put it on their calendar at a specific time. If personal growth matters, they set aside time for reading, learning, or practicing a skill. If relationships are a priority, they schedule date nights, family dinners, or meaningful conversations. By putting these things on their schedule, they ensure that their most important commitments do not get pushed aside by lesser tasks. Scheduling what matters is not just about productivity, it is about living with intention. When you plan your days with purpose, you are in control of your time rather than letting time control you. It eliminates the excuse of being too busy, because in reality, everyone has the same 24 hours. The difference is in how those hours are managed. People who fail to schedule their priorities often look back with regret, wondering where the time went and why they never accomplished the things they once dreamed about. But those who take the time to plan and commit to their schedule find themselves making consistent progress toward their goals. The key to effective scheduling is clarity. It is not enough to say you will work on something later or sometime this week. It must be specific. Instead of saying, I will exercise this week, set a time Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 a.m. Instead of saying, I need to spend more time with my family, plan it dinner together every night at 6 p.m. When something is written down with a specific time, it becomes a commitment, not just a wish. And when you treat it as a commitment, you are far more likely to follow through. Another important aspect of scheduling what matters is learning to protect your time. Many people allow their schedules to be dictated by the demands of others. They fill their calendars with meetings that could have been emails, agree to commitments that do not align with their goals, and leave little room for personal priorities. If you do not protect your schedule, someone else will fill it for you. Learning to say no to unnecessary commitments is just as important as scheduling the right ones. Your time is valuable, and every hour you give away to something unimportant is an hour taken away from something meaningful. One of the best habits to develop is reviewing your schedule regularly. At the start of each week, take a moment to plan ahead. Identify the key activities that align with your goals and make sure they have a place on your calendar. Adjust as needed, but never let your highest priorities get erased by last-minute distractions. The more intentional you are with your schedule, the more control you have over your results. A well-planned schedule is not about doing more, it is about doing what truly matters. It is about ensuring that your time reflects your values and your actions align with your goals. The people who achieve the most in life are not the busiest, they are the most intentional. They do not leave their success to chance. They plan for it, they prioritize it, and they commit to it. If something is truly important, make it a part of your schedule, because if it is not scheduled, it will never happen. Time is the most valuable currency in life, yet most people spend it carelessly, unaware that once it's gone, it can never be recovered. Unlike money, which can be earned, saved, or invested, time moves in one direction once spent. It's gone forever. This is why the most successful people treat time with the same seriousness as they do their finances. They measure it, allocate it wisely, and ensure that it is invested in meaningful activities that create lasting value. The way you manage your time determines the quality of your life. If you waste it on meaningless distractions, you will struggle to make progress. But if you treat time like money, budgeting it, tracking it, and spending it intentionally, you will create a life of purpose, productivity, and fulfillment. Most people would never throw money away, yet they waste time every single day without realizing its cost. Hours are spent scrolling through social media, watching television, engaging in unproductive conversations, or procrastinating on important tasks. If you were to put a financial value on your time, you might think twice before wasting it. Imagine if every hour you wasted cost you $100, would you still be so careless with it? The truth is, time is even more valuable than money, because you can always make more money, but you can never make more time. Every wasted hour is an hour that could have been invested in personal growth, building a business, strengthening relationships, or improving your health. To measure your time effectively, you must first become aware of how you are spending it. Just as a financial budget tracks where every dollar goes, a time audit helps you see where your hours are being spent. Most people assume they are busy, but when they break down their day, they realize that much of their time is lost on low-value activities. Tracking your time, even for just a few days, can be eye-opening. It reveals the gaps, the inefficiencies, and the wasted moments that could have been redirected towards something more meaningful. By analyzing where your time is going, you can start making adjustments to ensure that it is being used wisely. Once you have a clear understanding of your time, the next step is to allocate it intentionally. Just as you would divide your income between necessities, investments, and discretionary spending, your time should be divided among essential priorities, long-term goals, and leisure. The most successful individuals plan their time like they plan their finances. They set aside time for learning and self-improvement. They dedicate focused hours to their work or business. They prioritize relationships, and they ensure that they have time for rest and recovery. They do not let time slip away without a purpose. They direct it with intention. One of the most important principles of time management is understanding the difference between spending time and investing time. Spending time is when you use your hours without getting any real return, mindless entertainment, excessive socializing, or procrastination. Investing time, on the other hand, leads to growth, achievement, and long-term rewards. When you invest your time in learning, building skills, working toward your goals, or improving your health, you are setting yourself up for a future payoff. Just as financial investments compound over time, the right use of your time compounds into success. Protecting your time also means learning to say no to things that do not serve you. Many people give away their time freely, allowing others to dictate their schedule. They agree to unnecessary meetings, take on obligations that do not align with their goals, and spend hours helping others at the cost of their own priorities. While generosity is important, it must be balanced with self-respect. Your time is valuable, and just as you would not let someone take money from your bank account without permission, you should not allow others to take your time without careful consideration. Another powerful strategy is to create non-negotiable time blocks for your most important activities. Just as a financial plan includes fixed expenses, your schedule should include fixed commitments to the things that matter most. Whether it is exercise, deep work, quality time with family, or personal development, these time blocks should be protected from distractions. By setting clear boundaries, you ensure that your time is spent on what truly moves you forward. At the end of the day, success is not about how much time you have, but how well you use it. Two people can have the same 24 hours, yet one achieves greatness while the other remains stuck. The difference is in how they measure value and allocate their time. Those who treat time like money, tracking it, budgeting it, investing it wisely, and protecting it will always be ahead. If you want to create a life of purpose and success, start measuring your time as carefully as you measure your finances. Because while money can be regained, time once lost is gone forever. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your mindset, your habits, and your success. Whether you realize it or not, the attitudes, behaviors, and beliefs of those around you shape the way you think and act. If you spend time with people who are ambitious, disciplined, and positive, you will naturally adopt those traits. But if you surround yourself with negativity, laziness, or a lack of vision, it will slowly pull you down, no matter how strong-willed you think you are. Success is not just about what you do, it is also about who you choose to be around. The right people will challenge you, inspire you, and push you to become the best version of yourself. Many people underestimate the power of their environment. They believe they can achieve great things while staying in the same circles of influence that hold them back. But the truth is, you cannot rise above the level of those you spend the most time with. If you are constantly around individuals who complain, make excuses, or settle for mediocrity, you will eventually do the same. Energy is contagious, and whether positive or negative, it will influence you over time. This is why it is essential to be intentional about the company you keep. You must surround yourself with people who uplift you, challenge you, and encourage you to grow. One of the most important factors in success is being around those who have already achieved what you aspire to. When you spend time with people who are further ahead in life, their mindset and habits start to rub off on you. You begin to see what is possible. You learn from their experiences, and you gain insights that accelerate your own progress. Being in an environment of excellence raises your standards. It forces you to think bigger, work harder, and push past limitations. If you want to improve in any area of life, whether it is business, health, relationships, or personal growth, the fastest way to do so is by being around those who excel in that area. Equally important is eliminating or minimizing time with those who drain your energy or hold you back. This does not mean cutting people out of your life harshly, but it does mean being selective about how much influence they have over you. Some relationships are toxic, filled with negativity, jealousy, or discouragement. These are the people who constantly complain, doubt your ambitions, or try to convince you that your goals are impossible. If you are not careful, their words and attitudes will take root in your mind and sabotage your progress. You must learn to distance yourself from anyone who does not support your growth. Choosing the right people is not just about success, it is also about happiness and fulfillment. When you are surrounded by people who believe in you, support you, and push you forward, life becomes more enjoyable. You have meaningful conversations, you share ideas, and you celebrate victories together. A strong support system gives you confidence during difficult times and helps you stay focused on your goals. The right people will not only inspire you to succeed, but they will also remind you of your worth and potential when you start to doubt yourself. If you want to transform your life, start by evaluating the people around you. Ask yourself, are they pushing me forward or holding me back? Do they inspire me or drain me? Do they challenge me to be better or encourage me to stay the same? Your answers will tell you whether your current environment is helping you grow or keeping you stuck. Success is not just about talent or hard work, it is about being in the right environment. Surround yourself with the right people and you will be amazed at how much faster you progress toward your goals. Many people have big dreams and ambitious goals, but they never take action because they are waiting for the perfect moment. They believe they need more knowledge, better resources, or the right circumstances before they can begin. But perfection is an illusion, and those who wait for it often find themselves stuck in the same place year after year. Success does not come from waiting, it comes from taking action. Progress is always better than perfection because action leads to learning, growth, and momentum, while waiting only leads to regret. Those who achieve great things are not necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They are the ones who take the first step, even when things are not perfect. Perfectionism is one of the biggest obstacles to success. It creates a fear of failure, causing people to hesitate or procrastinate. They spend too much time overanalyzing, second-guessing, and trying to make everything flawless before they take action. But in reality, nothing will ever be perfect, and waiting for perfection only delays progress. The most successful individuals understand that taking imperfect action is far more valuable than endless planning. They know that mistakes and failures are part of the journey, and that every step forward, no matter how small, brings them closer to their goals. One of the most powerful benefits of action is momentum. When you take action, even if it is imperfect, you create movement. That movement leads to new opportunities, insights, and experiences that would never have happened if you had waited. Small steps build confidence and motivation, making it easier to keep going. In contrast, inaction leads to stagnation. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to start. And before you know it, months or even years have passed without progress. Momentum is created through action, not through waiting. Taking action also accelerates learning. No amount of planning or research can replace the lessons learned from real experience. Many people believe they need to know everything before they start. But the truth is, the best way to learn is by doing. When you take action, you gain first-hand knowledge of what works and what doesn't. You discover challenges you didn't anticipate and develop problem-solving skills along the way. Action turns ideas into reality, while waiting only keeps them in your mind. Another important lesson is that failure is not the enemy, and action is. Many people avoid taking action because they are afraid of failing. They worry about making mistakes, looking foolish, or not getting it right the first time. But failure is not a sign to stop. It is a necessary part of growth. Every successful person has failed at some point, but they did not let failure stop them. Instead, they used it as a learning experience, adjusted their approach, and kept moving forward. The biggest regrets in life are not the things we tried and failed at, but the things we never attempted because we were afraid. Action also creates clarity. Many people delay taking action because they feel uncertain about their next step. They believe they need more time to figure things out, but clarity does not come from thinking, it comes from doing. When you take action, you gain a clearer understanding of what works and what doesn't. You refine your skills, adjust your approach, and gain the confidence to move forward. Waiting for clarity often results in more confusion, while taking action leads to answers. The key to overcoming perfectionism is to embrace imperfection. Understand that mistakes are part of the process, and that every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Focus on getting started rather than getting everything right. Instead of aiming for perfection, aim for consistency. Commit to taking daily actions toward your goals, even if they are not perfect. Over time, these small, consistent actions lead to big results. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent or intelligence, it is action. Those who succeed are willing to start before they feel ready, to take imperfect steps, and to learn along the way. They understand that waiting for perfection is just another form of procrastination. Success is built through action, one step at a time. The perfect time to start will never come, but the right time to take action is always now. Taking control of your time, your actions, and the people you surround yourself with is the foundation of a successful and fulfilling life. Every decision you make about how you spend your day shapes your future. Waiting for the perfect moment, allowing distractions to steal your focus, or letting the wrong influences dictate your mindset will only hold you back. The key is to be intentional, schedule what matters, measure your time like money, take bold action, and surround yourself with those who uplift and inspire you. Success is not reserved for the lucky or the talented. It is built by those who choose to move forward, even when the path is uncertain. Every moment is an opportunity to make progress, and the choices you make today will determine where you stand tomorrow. Start now, stay consistent, and commit to making the most of the time you have.